On her 50th birthday, Elizabeth Sparkle, a once celebrated but now faded Hollywood movie star, is abruptly dismissed from her long-running aerobics TV show by the producer named Harvey, due to her age. A distraught Elizabeth crashes her car while distracted by a billboard of herself being taken down. At the hospital, a young nurse covertly gives her a flash drive, advertising the substance, a black market serum that promises a younger, more beautiful, more perfect version of oneself. Elizabeth, intrigued and desperate, orders the substance.
I'd like to order.
And injects the single-use activator serum. She convulses as her body generates a younger version of herself named Sue, who emerges from a slit in her back. The two bodies must switch consciousness every 7 days without exception, with the inactive body remaining unconscious and fed intravenously with a weekly food supply. Daily injections of stabilizer fluid, extracted from the original body, are necessary to prevent Sue from deteriorating. Sue quickly becomes an overnight sensation as Elizabeth's replacement on the TV show, and is eventually offered the chance to host the network's prestigious New Year's Eve show. While Sue lives a confident and hedonistic life, Elizabeth becomes a self-hating recluse. Nearing the end of one allotted weekly cycle, Sue parties and brings a man home for casual encounter, delaying the switch by extracting additional stabilizer fluid, causing Elizabeth's right index finger to suddenly age. Elizabeth contacts the supplier, who warns her that disobeying the switching program leads to irreversible aging of the original body. Despite their shared consciousness, Elizabeth and Sue begin to view themselves as separate individuals and grow to despise each other. Elizabeth resents Sue for her frequent disregard of the switching schedule, which further exacerbates her aging, while Sue is disgusted by Elizabeth's constant self-loathing and binge-eating. Following a particularly destructive episode as Elizabeth, Sue stockpiles stabilizer fluid and refuses to switch back. 3 months later, the day before the New Year's Eve telecast, Sue runs out of stabilizer fluid and contacts the supplier, who informs her that she must switch back to replenish the fluid. When they switch, Elizabeth finds herself horrifically transformed into an elderly hunchback. Determined to stop Sue, Elizabeth orders a serum designed to terminate her. Craving the admiration that Sue's celebrity status provides, she stops before fully injecting the serum and resuscitates Sue, leaving both of them conscious. Realizing Elizabeth's intent, Sue attacks and kills her before leaving to host the New Year's special. Without Elizabeth, Sue's body begins to rapidly deteriorate. In a panic, she attempts to create a new version of herself using the leftover activator serum, despite the single-use warning. This results in the creation of a grotesque mutated body, Monstro Elisasu, with both Sue and Elizabeth's faces. Monstro Elisasu, dressed up in a mask cut from a poster of Elizabeth, limps onto the stage during the live broadcast. The mask falls off, causing the horrified audience to erupt into chaos and attack her. A man decapitates her, only for an even more mutated head to grow back, and one of her arms to snap off and drench both the audience and studio in torrents of blood. Elisasu flees the studio, but collapses and explodes into viscera. Elizabeth's original face detaches from the gore, crawling on her neglected star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She smiles as she hallucinates being admired before melting into a puddle of blood, which is cleaned up by a floor scrubber the next day.